guys, welcome aboard. Just enjoying those jets flying overhead. Yeah, it's a great day. Beautiful day here on Mother Earth. How do we keep our hand on our face? I'll tell you in a minute. Okay. There's a couple of ways of shooting. I'm sure that you've seen guys who shoot and, their hand goes like this. But I'm going to put up the camera and take some shots from the side, and I'm going to keep my hand right there. I'm not trying to keep my hand there. You can't try to keep your hand there. It won't stay there if you're pulling. If you're pulling and using muscles, your hand will not stay there. But if you get back and your arm is relaxed, and then you initiate the release with your left hand, it presses forward, the pressure will increase here, and your hand will just go pop. Okay? That's the secret. Don't be pulling. Yes, you have tension on it, but don't be pulling. Press forward gently until the release is initiated by this pressure, and your hand will stay there. Pull, it goes back. Initiate, it stays. I said it a few times. Okay? Anyhow, that's what I'm going to show you today. After all, I have to show you something. Or my Lord Guthrum will be angry with me. And you'll get some hits if you do that. Back in a minute. Okay, now guys, we'll try to get a close-up here of my right hand. I push forward very gently but positively with the left hand. Now, did you see that? That's because I'm pressing forward. This time, I'm going to pull. And watch what happens to my hand. Okay, so I'm here. Did you see that? Went flying. Because don't have my arm all the way back. You got to get your arm back, not your elbow out here. And if you start pressing, the pressure will increase here, and it will just open and stay there. Okay, this time we're going to let it stay there. So what I do, see, I pushed and it just stayed there. This time I'm not putting my arm all the way back. I'm going to leave the elbow out like all you little cheaters. And watch the disastrous release. Okay, so we go back here, and we're pulling, and it moved back. Back by my ear that time. Now, once again, we're going to let it be still. I'm not trying to make it still. It will just stay there because it's relaxed, and the left initiated the pressure. So this guy doesn't have to pull and move. Watch. So we'll just, okay? So that's it, And even farting around like that, it's real quick. But, when I tried the pulls, I pulled off, and I see the shots on the right there. That was violent, but you see the hits on the target. That was the smooth release. Okay? Initiate the release with the left hand. The right will take care of itself. Back in a minute. Okay, guys, now we'll step back so that you can more or less see the full movement of the hand and the punch. Okay, so it's not a big violent move. And it will just push, and this guy will just stay here. Okay, so what are we doing? Okay, so we're drawing back with a completely relaxed arm. We're getting it back here. We're using our middle finger, and we're just touching that little groove where the back jaw curls or the lower back tooth is. Okay, and we're just letting it hang. Now I'm pressing forward and pressing forward and pressing forward. So pressure is increasing, but it's increasing from the front, but it's still increasing at the back because it's increasing from the front. What makes an arrow go straight is the pull. How many times have you lined up the arrow and it's gone some other place? What makes the arrow go straight is the pull. Okay? So you've got to be pulling. And what gives you your correct elevation? It's the punch. If you don't punch and increase that pressure as this pressure decreases, if you don't increase the pressure here, you're going to drop low. So the straightness is in the pull. The elevation is in your punch. And if you can pull off and punch at the same time, you'll get your hits. You'll get real good hits. That's how we do it. Move this camera over, otherwise I probably won't be able to focus because of that plant there. But, you know, and you will get your hits, you know? You'll get hits. But that's what we do. I call it the English quatre. Press forward until the backhand releases. Anyhow, back in a minute. Well, guys, you know, there are so many variations in style. So many. Reaching way out and pulling against it, or drawing from close so that you don't wiggle as much, you know. A lot of styles. Always have to put your eye on, though, you know. But yeah, reach out. And draw against it. Or draw from close so that your hand's back here more, you know. And then you don't have to draw as far. So that's a couple of styles. They both work. Reach way out, lean a little bit, pull against it, get it back. Or keep your hand a little closer, push it on, and now you don't have so far to pull. And there's less chance of pulling yourself off. And so, again, there's so many variations, you know, but they can all work or not work, as long as you can keep it, you know, in that 1 foot square. That's a kill zone. But many, many ways to shoot. Back in a minute. guys, it's really important to put some tension on that bow. Like that. Pick the magic spot first. Magic spot is the point of aim. Stress the bow. Put some tension on it. You know, that's what you've got to do. If you just put the bow up, it's really not doing anything. You've got to put a little tension on it. If you put a little tension on it, you know, it will just go wherever you want it to go. It's very important, very important. So that's what I would suggest, putting a little bit of stress on that bow. That will let you really see where it's going to go. And also, if you pick the magic spot or the point of aim first, it's going to be over on my right. That's your left, see? So if you stress that bow, it will point right at it. Then all you have to do is draw and let go. And in doing that, you get to whack the target once in a while, you know? Okay? It does work. Just have to practice and think about it. Back in a minute. Well, my friends, you know, one of the neat things about having this channel is having made some YouTube friends, like Luca Brazzoni from Genoa. You know, he's been sending messages and saying hello for years now, and oh, Shaky Jake's another fella, you know, and it's kind of neat when you get to sort of know people. It's almost like in the olden days when people had pen pals, you know, you write back and forth and stuff. It's kind of neat. Anyhow, I thought I'd just mention that I was thinking of Luca when he had sent me a message a little while ago. Anyhow, how you doing, Luca? Hope you're having fun. Anyhow, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, we'll do some shooting. You know, my friends, we're very, very lucky to have this archery range here in Toronto. And it's a great environment also, you know. Just love the trees in the fall. Oh, Canada. Yep. So I really like it. Anyhow, let's get back to some shooting. Great day. Well, my friends, we have the choice of doing the perfect shot or blowing it every time. If you know how to shoot, shouldn't you put the tip on the magic spot? If you know how to shoot, why not touch your anchor? That's the thing, you know. We can put it on the target. or not put it on the target. And it's a deliberate action. I know that if I have my tip a little below and on the right, and I touch this spot, and I relax that arm, and I give a little push, I'll do okay. And it's really up to me to do that. It's really up to me to do that. And often we don't. Short draw, let it go too early, not really touch the anchor. But you know, you'll get your hits. Do it right. Back in a minute. Yeah, you know, guys, I really do think that it's the pull that makes the arrow go straight. How many times have we had it lined up perfect and it goes someplace else? Okay? So, really, it's the pull. That's what makes it go straight. And it's the pressure that keeps it high. Otherwise, it'll drop low if you release and you don't compensate. And I think that's real important. So keep that in mind. It's the tension that makes it go straight. It's the pressure that keeps the elevation up. And, you know, get some hits that way. Okay? Follow those principles. Back in a minute. Okay, guys, let's just have a bit of fun here. Well, guys, it's starting to get a little late in the day. Something that I notice is that if I turn on the camera, I often don't shoot quite as powerful a shot. It's like lack of concentration or being aware of something else. But I'm going to point out again, what we want to do is to be pressing forward with the bow hand. And by doing that, we increase the pressure in this hand to the point where the fingers can just open. If we bend our elbow or have our arm not all the way back and we pull, our hand will come back. You saw earlier on, hand comes back to here. So it's very important to increase that pressure because, again, it's this tension back here that will make your arrow go straight. Because you know how often that you've been pointing at the target and off it goes this way or that way. It's this that makes it go that way. And it's this that keeps it at the same elevation. Anyhow, I've said it enough. That's the point that I was trying to make today. Anyhow, if you do that kind of stuff, you'll get some hits and have a good day. Anyhow, you guys have some fun, and I'll talk to you later. Bye now.